Holly with Stella Mari's Quilts. Welcome to our series on 50 blocks for 50 states, following along with the designs from this book. Check out the description box below for more information about that. Also, check out the description for the link to the pattern we've written for today's block, which is Virginia. So go ahead and grab your cup of tea and let's get started. For the Virginia block, we're going to need some 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles of our medium, some 1.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles, some 1.5 by 3.5 of our medium. All those are medium. Then we're going to need some 2.5 inch squares of both our dark and our medium. We're going to need 4 light 3.5 inch squares, and we're going to need some 1 1/8 inch strips cut to varying lengths of both our light and our medium fabrics. We're going to go ahead and get started by preparing our corner units. So I'm going to just push everything aside except what we need. For that, we're going to take our 3.5 inch squares and our 1.5 inch rectangles of our medium. We're going to lay out the corner unit. It's going to look like this. So first I'm going to sew the 3.5 by 1.5 to the side of my square here. I'll sew my 1/4 inch seam. I'll press it back, and then I'm going to add my 3.5 by 4.5 inch to the top, sew my 1/4 inch and press it back. And here's what our finished corner unit looks like. We have 4 of those. Now we're going to do our side units. For that, we're going to need our 2.5 by 4.5 inch medium square or rectangles. I'm going to make 2 stacks, 4 in each stack. And I'm going to take our 2.5 inch squares. I've already marked all of our squares with a line from corner to corner on the back because we are going to snowball these. You can either mark the line like I did. You could press the line by folding it diagonally and then pressing it. You could use diagonal seam, you could use seam tape on your sewing machine, whatever works best for you to be able to get that line. So I'm going to lay my lights so that the diagonal line goes into the opposite direction. So on one stack, I have it going from the bottom left up to the right side, and on the other it's coming from the bottom right to the left side. We need to make sure that we have 2 opposite images here. I'm also then going to place my darks so that the drawn line is parallel, just like that. So my line is coming this way and this way. I'm going to take that to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew on those drawn lines and then come on back. I finished sewing on our squares and I've pressed it back. Now we just need to trim away the extra fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold it over and trim 1/4 inch away from my seam allowance here. If I can get the fabric to move. There we go. You can do this with your rotary cutter or your scissors, whatever works best for you. I tend to do whatever is at hand at the moment. After you've trimmed away your extra fabric, you'll take one of each and you'll put them together so that the lights come together in a triangle in the center. Then you'll fold it over and you'll do so a 1/4 inch seam allowance down the side. It's helpful at this point if you just kind of re-finger press your seams so that you can nest them, whichever direction works best for you. I tend to like the bottom to go that way and the top to go this way when I'm nesting my seams, but whatever works for you. You just kind of force them into a nest. That way it'll help line up those points. So I'm going to go ahead and continue trimming away my extra fabric, and I'll sew those units together. Here are our finished side units. The last unit we need to make is the center unit. For that, we're going to make a 4.5-inch square utilizing all of our 1 1/8 inch strip pieces. I found the easiest way to do this was to sew it onto some foundation paper. I'm actually just using regular printer paper here, but you can use foundation paper or printer paper or tracing paper, just something so that you can cut out a 4.5-inch square. A couple tips before we get started are that you will want to shorten your stitch length so it's easier to tear the paper when you're done. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my longest light for the center. I want to make sure that it's nice and centered from corner to corner right here. You can put a small pin. You can put a couple pins in this just to hold it in place to get started. Once you start sewing the strips, there's really no need to pin. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this first strip is 6.5 inches long. Yeah, 6.5 inches long. And we're going to alternate between our mediums and our lights. So our next strip is going to be our medium, and this one is 6 inches. So I just want to make sure it's centered, and when it's sewn, it's going to cover all of the paper. I'm just going to fold this back, line it up, even with the edge there. On this first one, I'll even move my pins. And I'm going to sew down 1/4 inch seam here. I'll fold it back and I'll press without any steam, dry iron, and then I'll add another 6 inch to the other side and do the same process. And here are those sewn down. The next row is going to be lights, and these lights are 4.5 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure it's centered. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch. I'll press it back, center the second one, sew 1/4 inch, and press it back. And I'll just keep repeating the process, alternating between the lights and the mediums. And here's what this center unit is going to look like after you've sewn all the strips together. You could do this without the paper. You could sew the strips just together and just find the center on each strip as you're sewing it so that they all stay nice and lined up. It's up to you. Then we're going to just take our 4.5 inch ruler or any 4.5 inch squaring tool that you have, and we are going to square this up. I could flip it over and do it from the back, but I want to make sure that my center is nice and straight and centered. So I'd rather do it from the front. You can see with my 45-degree line here that it's evenly down the center of my center strip. And I'm going to just go ahead and trim one side, trim my second side, rotate, and now I'm going to go ahead and just get that lined up again. Looks like it wasn't quite straight. Trim and trim. This side's not exactly straight, so I'm going to straighten it up. Okay. You can pull the paper off at this point by shortening my stitch length on my machine. That makes the paper a lot easier to just tear off. I'm going to leave most of the paper on at this point though, just because it'll help stabilize that center while I'm putting together the rest of the block. So that's our center. And we're going to build out our block from there. So I've got my corner units that we've already finished. And then I have the side units. And now I'm just going to sew this together like a 9 patch. I'll sew these two together down this row. Then I'll add the third to each of the rows. Then I'll sew the rows together.
And here's the finished Virginia block.
Thank you for joining me today working on the Virginia block. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this and found this helpful. I hope you also continue to join us through all 50 states. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out when the next video is released. Until next time, cheers and happy quilting.